One second. वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सरस्वति नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. So, we spoke about some essential ideas last time. We learnt about one meaning of the word dharma and where that phrase Sanatana Dharma comes, that also we saw. Other meanings are there, so keep that in the background, back of the mind. We'll come to it later for the word dharma. And then we also saw Bhagavan is the central aspect of any dharma. Bhagavan, our life revolves around Ishvara. If it doesn't, it should begin to revolve around Ishvara. Okay. If it doesn't, so far I've never gone, I don't know where the puja room in my house is. If I say, then it's time, nothing wrong. It's better late than never and all they say, So, nothing wrong. Once in a while sit and watch all our rishis. Adi Shankaracharya is there, Rama is there, Sri Krishna is there, Shiva is there. For us, all devatas are all important. Ganesha is there. You go tell him, sorry Ganesha, I have not, somehow I have ignored you. How can I ignore a cute fellow like you? Like that you go and do namaskar to him. He'll be very happy. So, never late, never too late. So we saw this beautiful vision that our Shastra wants us to see, which is that Brahmaji, Shiva and Vishnu are all fantastic ways of looking at life, looking at universe. Not just life, now go beyond life also to the universe. Life is starting point, then universe. Because at some point we'll ask the question, why am I born? Why is this happening to me only? Why is God persecuting me? All these questions might come to us. Might come. I'm not saying it will definitely come. It might come. Some people get these questions. Like these ideas are there means our vision will start changing at that time. We'll start asking some very fundamental questions. So that fundamental question, answering that, we saw this idea that these Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva are not competing entities. They're all competing, trying to figure out who is doing a better job. It's not like that. It's not like that at all. Hey, one is this one, Arabian Sea, the another is Bay of Bengal, the other is Indian Ocean. They are all sustaining us. The sustaining forces of the universe. What sustains the universe? If you say, okay, this whole law that is happening, it is all working. Whether we know it or not, it's all working. Constantly it's working. Then the solar system is just operating. The sun is rising every day. I don't know. For me, I don't know. I'm sitting there, work at home, work from home. I don't know when it is day outside, when it is night outside. But that fellow is doing his job. Aditya is doing his job. The earth is doing its job. Moon is doing its job. People are following the lunar calendar and they are doing their jobs. The Amavasya, Paurnami and all, they are doing all kinds of things. Look at this. I live in a senior citizen home. This home is meant for my parents. And so you look at, they're all senior citizens in Coimbatore. They are all serious about all these things. Prathama, Dvitiya, everything. They will say, today is Sankata Hara Chaturthi, they will say. What is Sankata Hara Chaturthi? I don't know. Better come to know. Because this is my country. This is my culture. I need to know. If I don't take care of all this, who will do? Then someday some German will come and tell us about all Prathama, Dvitiya, the lunar cycle, lunar calendar. And then we'll post it on Facebook. Oh, this guy came. He was a great, Herbert von Keller came and gave a talk. Hey, Herbert von Keller, good. At least through him, I come to know. I am saying, let's do it. I don't blame anybody. But sooner than later. So, therefore, all our devatas and all, now go from Shiva, Vishnu and Brahma to all our devatas. Because Brahman Okate, now everything is Brahman, and therefore you can invoke any devata in any law that you see out there. You see rain, you see atmospheric pressure, this and that. That whole science of oceanography and atmospheric sciences. I don't know what names they use these days, but atmospheric sciences, Varuna Devata. So that atmospheric scientist is studying the laws of clouds movement and pressures and seasons and climate and all these things. He is getting into the mind of Varuna. That is what we will say. We don't have to worry whether Varuna is a guy there and all. That is not our question. Please understand this. That whole body of knowledge is called Varuna. Is called Varuna Devata. And because knowledge is not something I created, knowledge is there even before I was born, my ancestors were born, before the human beings were born, Varuna was there, and therefore I can only worship him. I can only worship him. What choice do I have? Please tell me. I did not create the earth, I did not create this body, I did not create sun, I did not create water, I did not create air, I did not create fire. So who am I? To say I am like some I invented this, I invented that. Hey, the power of invention also is a devata. I am blessed to be who I am. If I can talk something sense, blessing. If somebody is there to listen to me, another blessing. Children are not listening to me, that is normal. Children are listening to me, blessing. Some punya I did somewhere, children are listening to me. Oh my God. Keep it, don't tell anybody. Let it be like that. Otherwise, touch wood and all you have to do, Otherwise, somebody has to do all this. In our culture, they have all these things. They will come and make you sit down and they will do Sutti Podradhi, we say. They will do something. They will say all this bad omen should not come. So, that's all there. Bad omen. That means what? Awareness of the whole. It's not superstition and all. There are some things that are superstitious. Let it be there. You don't have to believe everything. But certain things are like this. Because I don't control what is coming at me, it doesn't mean there is nothing out there. And that whole thing is acknowledged as a force. As a force that is impacting me. And they call it air and artisani. Sade Sati. Hai ki nahi? And in your own languages, I'm telling you, every language, the Sade Sati will be there in India. Guaranteed. Why? Because that is there. And they have figured it out. This astronomy, astrology is not an ordinary subject. You and I may not know it, but they have figured it all out. I don't know how they did all these things without any telescope, without any instruments. God knows. So therefore, now going from Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva all the way to our Devatas, I told you Varuna Devata. Okay, Saraswati Devata. Okay, and many Lakshmi and all I talked about. So they're all one is like a wave, like a wave in the ocean. Another is a mist. Another is a droplet. Another is a big huge wave, tsunami wave. They're all devatas coming out of this water which is Brahman. All are devatas. So that is why we have no problem. Somebody comes and says, I worship Kannika Parameshwari. Okay. In the north, they would not even have heard about that. Okay, that is fine. You worship your devata. She is an aspect that you grew up with. Maybe she is your Kula Devata. Maybe she is your Grama Devata. Make a note of these things. These are all bodies of devatas. Grama Devata means, hey, in that village only my parents, my grandparents were born. They have a devata. They worship that devata. They will tell you this is the devata who has protected us all these millennia. That's it. Somebody wanted to one boy living in the US wanted to come and come to India, and he's very knowledgeable and very religious, and he wanted to go to this Sabarimala and this other temple, Ayodhya and all. So he was told, look, do you know, have you ever been to the village that your parents came from, your grandparents came from? Do you know what that village is? He said, no, I heard, but I don't know. Do you want to first know that before going to all these Sabarimala, which are all good, you have to go everywhere. But do you want to know more about your ancestry? He said, yeah, that's correct. That's correct. I want to do that. So he changed his plans completely. Young man who grew up born there. And so he decided to do that. And the parents said, yeah, let's set foot in that soil, that mud which has given birth to your ancestors. There are sannyasis that have born, that came out of that piece of land, a small village. You have to know all of them. Why did they become sannyasis? When did they become sannyasis? Some of them are freedom fighters. Know about all that. What a loss it is for that person if he did not know all these things. So anyway, those are all devatas. That is why in a puja, they start the puja with Ganesha, prayer to Ganesha. This is a tradition. The remover of the Lord of obstacles. Lord of obstacles means what? The guy who takes away my obstacles also is Ganesha. The guy who gives all these problems also is Ganesha. Ganesha is not partial to somebody, oh, this I don't like you because you did not do puja to me last so many years. No, that's not the reason why I'm giving you trouble. I'm giving you trouble because your karma is like that. Your karma is like that. In fact, I have no choice. Your karma has to unfold. Therefore, for the next some time, 1 week, you will have to have some problem. And I am the carrier. I am the postman. Don't blame the postman for what? For what you're getting. For what is there in the letter. Tax notice is coming. Don't blame me for it. That is what Ganesha will tell you. Alright. So, these are all manifestations. All these drops and droplets and waves and this and that and foam and whatever words you give when you go and sit in these beaches like Marine Drive or Marina Beach. I don't know why this beach is called Marine. I think maybe, I don't know. These are the only two beaches I know. But anyway, Goa you go and these beaches. Enjoy. All water. So devatas, you give name to any devata. That is why I was saying that time in the puja, you are supposed to start with a prayer to Ganesha, and you don't have somewhere you are there. You don't have this Ganesha is there. Our Ritvik will not ask for go get a picture of Ganesha. He will never say. You know what he will do? He'll take some turmeric, put a small thing turmeric. That's it. Over. Keep there, and that turmeric he will invoke Ganesha. Tell me in which culture it is like this. Tell me. People are waiting to destroy this culture. I am saying no. You better try to understand it. Asmin bimbe Sri Mahaganapatim avahayami. In this bimba, I am now going to invoke Ganesha. That's it, over. Now Ganesha is sitting there, waiting. Om Sumukha Yanamaha, Om Ekadanta Yanamaha, Om Kapila Yanamaha, Om Gajakarnaka Yanamaha, Om Lambodara Yanamaha. I can keep doing that. That's all. The Ritvik is not going to wait for you to give this murti, that murti. They don't need any murtis and all. They'll ask you to bring a pot of water. Varuna, Varunamavahayami. Varuna is there, right there in the pot of water. Then that water becomes sacred after that. Sacred. Then they will give that water to others. They will do prokshanam, on all of us. This is how it is. You won't find this any other place. All native tribal religions were like this, by the way. Don't think the Hindu is a native religion. That is why we are still there. It is big and India somehow has preserved it. And so it is there. But you go to all native places, native South Americans, you go, they will tell you stories. They will have their own ways of worshipping Ishvara, Bhagavan. They have their own words for Bhagavan. That is how it is. So, another way to look at this is, hey, there is a lady. There is a lady. And then she's at home. Oh, somebody calls her Ma. Somebody calls her Lakshmi. Somebody... So, her husband calls her Lakshmi. Her daughter calls her Amma. And then she goes out to... She's a teacher. And then there are a group of people who call her teacher, teacher, teacher. And then the principal calls her Mrs. Lakshmi. And then somebody else calls her ma'am. Then she comes home. Hey, Lucky, how I haven't seen you in a long time. Lucky? Okay. She's lucky to have so many friends, That's why she's lucky. And so, like this, so many names are there. So many names are there? So many people are there? No, it's not so many people. It is how each person relates to that person, and then that person Lakshmi. There's only one person Lakshmi, but all different names are there. All different names corresponding to different types of relationships. Just an example to appreciate that there are so many forms, that there are so many names, all aspects of the whole. Aspects, just aspects. We can only appreciate one aspect. We cannot visualize the whole. We need to take aspects out. Medicine is a vast subject. Hey, you have to take aspects of it. When you study medicine, they will teach you in general medicinal ideas. Then you have to immediately specialize. Gastroenterology or ophthalmology or pulmonology. You have to specialize. Then you focus only on the lung. And lung. All day long studying about the lungs. Well-being, disease, advanced diseases. This and that. COPD. COPD is congestive something. Pulmonary disorder. Chronic obstructive pulmonary disorder. COPD. Some people only know that. Doctors know it, and those people who are suffering with that also will know it. Specialization. Special devata is there. Vayu devata. Lung. So therefore, just like Lakshmi had so many names, it's really one person only. Here, we don't say one God has many names. We saw last time, it's only God. That is the only difference. Be careful. Because it's all water everywhere. Like that, Brahman everywhere. So that Brahman, when it manifests, can manifest as anything. Anything. Even the dirty water outside is Brahman only. The pure RO water that is coming in your kitchen, that also is Brahman only. That is why Dharma is important for us. You have to look at Adharma. Adharma also is Ishvara. Dharma also is Ishvara. But that's why Krishna had to come and educate Arjuna. Hey, it's okay. It's okay if there are who you are facing, your enemies are all your cousins and grandparents and relatives. What to do? This is how Dharma is. Dharma is blind to all these things. You have to be aligned with Dharma, not to your relationships. Relationships are important for our growth, but Dharma trumps all of that. Trump, the word Trump is very popular, right? So, therefore, we have to think like this. Once you think like that, once our idea of Bhagavan is clear, 70%, 75, 3/4 of Sanatana Dharma will become understood. I am telling you. Everything else is a detail, that's all. You just have to read a book and figure out. That's all it is. So therefore, Srishti, Sthiti, Laya. 3 main processes operating in the universe. If you want to ask, if somebody asks you, what are the main processes by which you can describe this universe and life? If you say, I will say, our rishis have given the answer to that. Srishti, Sthiti, Laya. Birth, going on, sustenance, maintenance, and then death. Which is important? Birth is important or death is important? What kind of question is this? Nobody asked me this question before. Yeah, we have a habit of asking all these questions. Sometimes we get stuck also. But I am asking this question. Which is important, birth or death? Suppose you say birth is important. And life should have been there without death. I think without death, I think that life would have been better. God made a mistake, If death were not there, what will happen? I don't even know. I can't even imagine that kind of a life. What would be the population and everything? All more and more bacteria is growing. Virus also can't die, correct? You won't die, but virus also won't die. Then what will happen? There will be a massive battle. Antibiotics will not work, right? Because death is not there. You are very smart. I don't want to die, but I want to kill the bacteria. But they're very partial, you are all. We're all very partial. This partiality and all won't work. So Bhagavan says, let's make it equal. Birth is there means death will be there. Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityuhu. Krishna is teaching Arjuna all these things. Don't think you and I only don't know these things. Arjuna also did not know it. Everybody has to learn all these things. Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityuhu. Chapter 2. Means what? Dhruvaha means dhruvaha. Dhruva, that our boy comes to our mind. Permanent. Certain. Certainty is referred to by the word Dhruva. Dhruva's worship of Vishnu, he became so solid, sthiram, that this Dhruva Nakshatra is there and always in that same position. So Dhruvaha became, the meaning of the word Dhruva itself means certainty. So Jatasya hi Dhruvaha. For that which is born, something is certain. What is certain? Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityuhu. Mrityu is certain. The minute you say birth, death is waiting. Now, it doesn't mean we should get stressed out. It is waiting. We are just learning all these things. Death is waiting. Then dhruvam janma mritasya cha. The minute you talk about death, then there is something else waiting. What is that waiting thing? Janma. Dhruvam janma mritasya cha. For death, janma is waiting. Cycle. Punarapi maranam, punarapi jananam. Unique to Sanatana Dharma, make a note. It is not there in all these Abrahamic cultures. They come up with all these new ideas. They say if you have to worship me means my God, and then that's it. You will go to heaven and live there ever after. All these ideas are childish ideas. We will see why they are childish. That's why we have to study Bhagavad Gita and all these texts. So, therefore, you can't ask which is better, birth or death. If you ask the question, that means we don't know. We don't know. We are ignorant of so many facts. Everything is there. Life means everything. That's it. It is like asking which is better. Sweetness is better or sourness is better. They say bitter gourd is good for your health. Bitter gourd and all this. Nellikai, amla is good for you. It is loaded with vitamin C. You try eating amla, you tell me. You won't do that. Raw amla you will not eat. You will get it, you will cook it, steam it, and then take out the seed and then put it in chili powder and oil, soak it for a few days. Then you will eat it and call it pickle. Then only, I don't know. By that time, what happens to vitamin C, I don't know. But everything is important. Everything has a place in life. All right. This you understand. So, if you look at our devatas, it's all very, the imagery is all fantastic. Brahmaji will have 4 heads. 4 heads. Okay. And the Durga will have 4 hands, 8 hands, 6 hands, depending on which Durga it is. Ganesha, of course, has an elephant head. None of these things look like human beings. They look like human beings, but they are not like human beings. Also, we had no problem with it. We means those who grew up in this culture, they never had any problem. Never had any problem. No child. I never asked my mother, what is this? So many hands are there. Our Grama Devata is Ashtabhuja Durga. Ashtabhuja Durga, she is called. I never asked my dad, what is this Ashtabhuja and all. I think wrong. I'm not saying asking is wrong or anything. We should ask all these questions. But that is how it is. Symbolism, underline that word. Symbolism is the name of the game of Sanatana Dharma. Symbolism. Because we are reflecting aspects of life, aspects of the universe in front of us. If you have to show me a particular aspect of the universe and draw it on a piece of paper, how will you do it? Suppose you ask your child, draw love for me. Love is an abstract noun. It has no shape. How can you draw love? But you know what? Your daughter will draw it immediately and give it to you. You know what? She will draw this heart. I don't know how to show this. Yeah, something like this. She will draw this heart. Okay, correct? And she's confidently, she will tell you love. Arey wah? Really? I didn't know love had a shape. Shabash. What did she do? She for her, that heart means family, happiness, love, parents, this one, brother, sister. That joy, feeling of joy is symbolized by this heart. Correct? Symbolize. She knows it. That baby, that child knows it. Knows, appreciates symbols. That is why you and I never asked our parents, what is this? Why so many hands? Why so many legs? Why all these dances? Nothing. Because innately the child knows all these things. The child's mind has to be somehow confused by all various environments before she gets confused. But the beginning, that's how we begin. Hanuman, no child is confused by Hanuman's face. Did any child had a problem? How can a human being have a monkey face? We didn't ask all those things. Hey, he's a son of Vayu. He symbolizes Vayu. Hanuman's power, Hanuman himself did not know, it seems. That kind of power he has. Somebody had to tell him, hey, you don't know who you are. You can jump to Sri Lanka from here. You can fly. Really? That long? You are the only person, in fact, who can do it. So he symbolizes that strength. And children immediately know it. You tell the story of Hanuman, they are imagining it. They are imagining it. They have become Hanuman, in fact, as they are imagining. My grandmother used to tell me these stories. And once the Ramayana or something was going on. And this was 9:30 or something in the night. Poor grandmother, she's been working all day. And I'm just lying next to her. And she tells, and then Rama went. Silence. And then I listen to her. I know I am very alert. So, Pati, grandma, please, you have slept. Huh? What is torture? We people, we know how to torture other people. This is how it is. Why? Because the child is very good at imagining. Already the child has become Hanuman and the Rakshasa is there on top of the ocean and now the fight is going to start. I am waiting suspense and now you are saying you are sleeping? That's not acceptable, not allowed. Intermission not allowed. Let the fight be over, then you can go and sleep. So, symbology is critical. It's all a fight between dharma, adharma. Okay, Hanuman is dharma, somebody else is adharma, fight. Child understands all these things. You don't have to explain dharma, dhru dhatu, it comes, all these things. We have to study all these things. They don't need to know all this language, Sanskrit and all that. They know dharma clear. They are very clear about adharma. Okay, therefore, what I am saying, symbology, look at symbology, right? And so, symbology, something, Simba comes to my mind from Lion King. Hey, Lion King, these fellows are watching. They pay a lot of money to watch Lion King and they don't have a problem with lion talking. Did any child come and say, Mom, how can a lion talk? I'm very confused. No child is confused after watching Lion King, okay? I have not seen, no parent has told me. Protest. All parents lining up to protest about this Lion King movie. We are upset with all of you and you are making animals talk. It's totally unrealistic. Hey, if a child can watch Lion King and be perfectly happy and want to watch Lion King 2 and Lion King 3, why the child will not be happy about Hanuman and Ravana? Ravana also 10 heads, perfectly fine. How do you say perfectly fine? Hey, that is because Valmiki is a poet. He saw a person who has full of conflicts. Full of conflicts. He is a Veda Pandita, he is a Sama Vedi. But his behavior is just opposite of that. He is harassing people. Harassing Vedis. Vaidikas. He is a Veena player. He's a Veena. If you want to learn Veena, you have to go to Ravana. But how can you go to Ravana? He is running after other women and he is scaring other people. Terror he is. Like this, opposites. Opposites. One head, one set of opposites. Many opposites, 10 heads. Each head is fighting against each other. Therefore, Valmiki showed Ravana with 10 heads. Valmiki is a poet, remember. A poet has poetic license and therefore they can say whatever they want. They can paint an imagery. Valmiki is not a historian. There was one person called Ravana. In Sri Lanka was a real country. Ravana was a real person. He was a brother of Kubera. All that is real. Ravana having 10 heads, you don't take it literally. Just like lion speaking, you don't take literally. Batman. Children are amazed by all this. That is the beauty. Children are amazed. Even before Batman, we can amaze our own children by telling our own stories. Batman stands for justice. And there is fear, and then from fear comes justice. That is Batman. And then he flies. Okay? Like this, we have many stories from today's Harry Potter is there. Okay? I had to recall some of the characters from Harry Potter movie. Lord Voldemort, I think it is. I think so. If you can correct me in the brackets, you just corrected, you can say. Give me the benefit of doubt. So he has some snake-like face, is an inhuman character. Inhuman. And so represents this ego and obsession with power, control, fear of death. Voldemort. Children understand it. You don't have to explain anything in the movie. They understand. Even if it were a silent movie, the child will understand, I'm telling you. Correct? That's how the child is. Don't underestimate these children, child's mind. They know it. They can watch all the things that are not written. Unwritten stuff they are very good at absorbing. They will correct us, in fact. No, it's not like that. Dementor is not like that, they will say. Dementor is not a good man. He is a soul-sucking, hooded, faceless person, they will say. Amma, you don't know all these things. You just keep quiet, okay? Leave all this to me. That's what they will say. That confidence they have. Batman, Joker, okay? So like that, Kali. Kali also has many faces and many types of forms are there. But Kali is not like this Lord Voldemort. Lord Voldemort represents this obnoxious character, dangerous character who has to be vanquished. And Kali is the force. The greater the so-called adharma, the fiercer the dharmic force. Please understand this very well. The greater the adharma, the greater the crime that is being committed, punishment also has to be greater. That punishment stands for Kali. Kali stands for that punishment. And so she needs all this. She is represented by all these arms. You go to any village, I tell you, they will have Grama Devatas. They will have all these images with many hands, many weapons are there. You are the one who has to protect this village. First, from our government, you have to protect me, correct? I live in the state of Tamil Nadu. All of you will understand that. Protect me from my own government. So I need many hands for that. And many weapons are there she has. And so she looks, Mom, she looks grotesque. I never told that to my mother. And blood also sometimes oozing out of the mouth. Fine. As I told you, the badder the person, the fiercer the punishment. Badder. Okay. That is how it is. That's why we have to, we understand all this innately, but now we may have to explain these things to our children somehow. So, symbology is the name of the game in Sanatana Dharma. All devatas symbolize something or the other. Okay? And Ganesha is a standard example. Classic example. Elephant head. My grandmother used to tell me elephants have a lot of memory. They will remember and all that lot. And then she told me the story of this tailor and all that. It seemed the tailor did something with his pin, poked the elephant, and the elephant was upset. And she remembered it. And then one fine day, the elephant got all this water and then poured it on the tailor. Then we all said, clap, 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 clap. Why you should clap? Because a child doesn't have to be taught dharma and all. Dharma is there, just there in the blood. You just have to inspire me. Only thing missing here is, I have not been taught. The child is not taught what will happen if I go against dharma. That knowledge is missing. Because shortcut, it's nice to take shortcuts. While nobody is watching, I will take shortcuts. Hey, if you take shortcuts, there is going to be a serious problem for you only. That has to be taught. That is missing sometimes. Therefore, even though I've listened to all these stories, I am tempted to take shortcuts. But somebody tells me the price of taking shortcuts, then I will immediately change. I'll become a conflicted person. Punyam papam is there. Papam is waiting. My karma. Not Sani, Sade Sati, I said, whose karma is it? God decided that I don't like this, that person Kusuma, I don't like. And therefore, I will give her trouble for 7.5 years. No. God doesn't have a choice to do all this. I created my own karma. Karma belongs to me, my bank account. My bank account, right? When I have my bank account, that balance was created by whom? Me only. Like that, karma account also belongs to me. I created, in the past janma, I created it and kept the balance there, and that balance keeps on coming along with me. Life after life after life. That appreciation is so critical. Then what happens? Once I know it, then I become more responsible. I become more dharmic. Now I appreciate, my goodness, why dharma is so important. That is why this continuum is critical. Otherwise, this one life only I have, and I just worship one particular God, Jesus, and then suddenly I go to heaven and all my problems are resolved. That is not our thinking. He says you can't just, there is no shortcut like that. Shortcut is not there. Dharma means no shortcut. Dharma is easy. As I told you, the child knows dharma. The easiest thing is dharma. Adharma is confusion. Somebody has to force me to do adharma. When I am sitting around people who are all, one person is receiving, another person is cheating, another person is killing, another person is doing this and that, then after some time I also will become like that. So, dharma is natural. We have to appreciate that. So, talking about Ganesha, this head is symbolizes knowledge, wisdom. Big ears are there. Great. Why? Because in order for me to be wise, I have to listen to wise people. Thank God children go to teach school and enjoy life. They should enjoy school. These teachers coming and beating children and all not acceptable. And today parents are telling me that no, these days you can't do all that. In a way it's good. Everything has to be balanced. In a way it's good. I like that. Child has to enjoy. Parents are looking at the laptop all day long and giving up the mobile phone to the children. What will happen to the child? Please tell me. Who is going to tell child all these stories? Who is going to take the child out and say, look, I'm going to take you to a place where vegetables are grown. Really? Vegetables are grown? It grows in plants? Yes. Correct. I want to show you. Abba. What all parents have to do these days if they really want to do something. Then let's go to the garden. Let's go where these vegetables are. Every day you and I have bought vegetables. Yes. Where is it coming from? You don't know. Even I don't know. Let's go and find out. Let's talk. Ask somebody, hey, where are you coming from? Can we visit you sometime? I want to show my son these things, that where you're growing. The yard, the hole. And go see there. Oh my God, so many tomatoes. Yeah, now you understand? So many mangoes. Yeah, this is where they're all getting all these things. Then someday some storm comes and then crop losses. Go take the child to this place and then show them, look how people are suffering. You and I are sitting in an air-conditioned room. We don't know what's going on. Look at what's going on outside. Losses, who is going to compensate them? Crop is gone. The whole life savings are gone. What will you do? What will you do if you are in their position? Challenge the child like that. Age appropriate, of course. That is parenting. Because nobody else is going to do that. Teacher doesn't have time to do all these things. These days teacher has a big curriculum to finish and she's hurrying next. I went to a school to give a talk and I told the professor, the principal, I'm impressed. You're inviting people like me to come and talk. People like me who are unemployed and unemployed for many years and unemployable also. And you are inviting me to come and talk to your children as though I am going to do some magic. And so you do these things often, it looks like. She was very honest. She said, you are the first person coming like this. We don't have any invited speakers. Our children, they come in the morning, 8:30, like an assembly line. They have tea time, 11 o'clock, 12:30 lunch, half an hour lunch. They have to come back to classes and then another some more homework. Then there is a physical training period and then they do all things. 5:30 buses are waiting and then they will go. This is what their life is. And they are supposed to be a top-notch school in Coimbatore. Anyway, you all know all these things. So Ganesha, and then this big ears I said, okay. Then big stomach. Big stomach. You must have a stomach. Up and down hota hi hai. Life is going to be a mixture of sukha and dukkha. You must be able to stomach all those things. Tusk. One tusk is broken. Ability to sacrifice certain things for a higher cause. For a bigger thing, you may have to give up something. Broken tusk. Ganesha wants to write. Now he doesn't have a pen to write. So he says, okay, I'll sacrifice one tusk for that sake. There is a beautiful Subhashita now, it's coming to my mind. Tyajet ekam kulasyarte. For the sake of protecting the family, you give up one person. Sometimes if the person is not good, you may just have to write the person off. Tyajet ekam kulasyarte. Kulam tyajet gramasyarthe. In order to protect the village or the village, you may have to give up a family. Correct? And then what? Gramam janapadasyarthe. Hey, for the entire state to help, you may have to give up some villages because this just you can't do anything with them. Then what? Then something is there, beautiful. Atmarthe prithivim tyajet. If you want to discover yourself, joy, you may have to give up the entire universe. Prithivim tyajet. Subhashitam. Means what? We have to understand what that means. So stomach. Okay. Then the tusk. Then what? Like this, so many things are there. If I start talking like this, one Ganesha is enough. And then mouse. Hey, let's not forget the mouse. What is this thing? Ganesha sitting on a mouse and traveling. It seems so ridiculous. Hey, that is fine. Literally, if you take it, will be ridiculous only. How do you know the mouse is small? Maybe Ganesha's mouse is bigger than Ganesha. How do you know? Hey, this mouse is something. You know about rats. And the rats will stealthily go and you can't catch them. They will quietly work when you are sleeping and finish off all the stuff that you have at home. Quietly. Okay. That is called desire. Kamaha. Teach your child about desire slowly somehow. And just like if we allow our desires to just grow, then the desire will just eat me up, eat me alive. And that is why Ganesha is showing us that these desires have to be under our control. You can't remove desires, you can't kill the mouse. No, why? Because desire is a part of us. Icha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Swarupini. That Icha is Swarupini. Devi is present in me in the form of Icha Shakti. Kriya Shakti. Kriya means ability to do. Who gave this ability to do all these things? That is Devi's manifestation. Icha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, Jnana Shakti. Ability to know, appreciate, know more and more and more. And then decide what is not worth knowing. Decide what is worth knowing. That also I must know. Just because so much is there to know, I keep on knowing everything. No, not like that. So, therefore, that kind of Shakti is there. That Moshika. Moshika Vahana Modaka Hasta. Moshika represents that. Ganesha is teaching me, be careful about your desires. Don't allow this fellow to just run amok. Then Modaka Hasta, then finally Modaka is there. Modaka, no, who does not love Modaka? And so that Modaka, that is the final, what do you call, phalam of all this, your entire life. That is called moksha. Moksha phalam is there, finally. Veda, he will have Veda in his hand, left hand. Or Shiva will have Veda in the left hand. Or Saraswati may have Veda in her hand. And that book is all knowledge plus Veda also. Because finally this knowledge that I am studying should lead me towards the Veda. Because this knowledge is good for me to survive and appreciate the operations of the universe. But what is the purpose of all this knowledge? Purpose of all my degrees, all the bachelor's, master's and PhD degrees? Purpose is not to keep on getting bigger and bigger jobs. No, sometimes you have to let go of the job also. Really? I have to let go of the job? I have to retire? You mean you have to work in order to not work. You have to study all this in order to study something different. Give up all these things. And that different thing is called Veda. Why should I study the Veda? That's another big lecture. Well, finally, Atmarthe Prithivim Tyajet, that Atma Vidya is there in this Veda. Shastram says, I really don't know myself. It's very, if you hear all these things, it's all very strange, but also once you understand it, grasp it, then over. Game is over. Then you figure out the whole life process and the universe process. But Ganesha, Lord of obstacles. Okay, whenever in our culture, because he is known as that, the Devata of Vigna, Vigna Haraha. Okay, Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarva Karyeshu Sarvada, I say. And so that Vigna, he is known to remove obstacles. Therefore, every puja, every prarthana starts with a prayer to Ganesha. That's how Ganesha is there in our culture. He is there very much in every household. North, south, it doesn't matter what language, this, that, whether I know Sanskrit or nothing, neither irrelevant. Ganesha is Ganesha. Huge. Ganapati Pappa, Maurya, Puchya Varshi, Laukarya. Go to Maharashtra. So this Tilak or somebody made it popular and it became so big. We needed that. We needed that people to come together and to show that power, and it protected us. Our people are all great thinkers. And so like that we have to understand. We have to understand our dharma. I'll take a couple of more minutes extra today because I came a little late. So that Devata, as I told you, is one aspect of knowledge. One aspect of any knowledge. Knowledge is ology, correct? Ology. So this ology means what? Like neurology, zoology, okay? Like that ology, okay? Each ology is a Devata for us. And Rudram, they have a particular chant. Vishnu Sahasranam also there is a chant. Bhuf padau yasya nabhir sura nilas chandra suryau cha netre. So visualizing Vishnu, Bhuf padau. So his feet are is earth. Earth is the feet of Vishnu. And then the Vayu. Vayu is his whole respiratory physiological system. Yasya nabhihi. The space is, his navel is the space. Asuhu. Anilaha. Asuhu. Asuhu means this breath. Anilaha. The wind is his breath. Like that you visualize Vishnu through this dhyanam. Dhyanam. We are supposed to do that. Only then chant Vishnu Sahasranam. Skip dhyana shloka. Skip this. Skip that. Skip this. Nothing is left. Finally only you are left. If you can handle yourself, we don't need all these things. Why do you attend classes in the morning at 6:30 and all? If you know everything. You are supposed to do all that. Visualize Vishnu. And like that in Rudram, I was saying there is Dhyana Shloka. These Dhyana Shlokas are very interesting. Prajanane Brahma Tishtatu. You may have heard these things. When they chant the Rudram, they have something called Nyasa. Nyasa means purification of the body. Before you do a puja, you have to purify yourself. Purify means what? Yeah, physical purification is there. Taking a bath is there. But mental purification also is required. And what time is it? Yeah, mental purification is also required. And that is why this mantra is chanted. Prajanane Brahma Tishtatu. Now I am going to visualize all those ologies right now. I am going to visualize ologies. Ology is equal to Devata, correct? Ology is equal to Devata. I hope you are making a note of it. I am not simply saying these words. Okay, ology. Okay, Prajanane Brahma Tishtatu. Brahma. I am visualizing Brahma where? In my genitals. Creative power it is. And so prajanane. So the procreation. I am in the part of the body which is responsible for procreation. I am visualizing Brahma. Prajanane Brahma Tishtatu. Obstetrics, gynecology, it's all the same thing. Ask the obstetrician. She will tell you all about conception and preconception, post-conception, prenatal, postnatal. All these things will come there only. Prajanane Brahma Tishtatu Padayor Vishnus Tishtatu. I am visualizing Vishnu in my feet. Oh. Is that the way to do? You treat Vishnu? Hey, Vishnu means all pervasiveness. Vyaveshti iti Vishnu. The one who is all pervasive is called Vishnu. That is the meaning of the word Vishnu. And all pervading means all over. And what is the part of the body that makes me go all over? It is my feet. Therefore, I visualize Vishnu in my feet. Padayor Vishnustishtatu. Jatare Agnistishtatu. Jatara means what? Belly. In my stomach, I am going to visualize Agni Devata. What is this you're telling me? Yeah, Agni Devata. Outside your mother and father is cooking, and there also Agni is required, and the food is eaten by me. And guess what? The food has to go inside and it has to get cooked even more, and the stomach has to process it. And for that, Agni is required. That Agni is called Jataragni, in fact. So, Jatare Agnistishtatu. This is how it goes. That whole Lagunyasa, if you see, it is all the ologies are all listed one after the other. Gastroenterology, if I forgot to tell you, that's what this is. The entire science of gastroenterology, which is growing. Why it is growing? Because what we know is only a small fraction of what has to be known. That what has to be known is Devata, all-knowing, Sarvajnaha, all knowledge. I am extracting the mind of this Agni Devata. Give me Agni Devata. Please tell me more. I am a gastroenterologist. Please tell me more. I want to know more. And we call it gastroenterology. This is how it goes. Devata. So for us, Devata is not some abstract entity sitting and controlling my life. Devata is right operating now, here and now, inside my body, outside my body. Operate inside the house operating, outside the house also operating. Correct? Operating system. I'm going to introduce another word. I'll bring it up. Let's continue the thread in the next class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರುಜಿ.